Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Positives with Rachelle. I'm wrapping up this series here on overcoming people pleasing and wanted to spend some time on this final episode talking about the fact that when you decide to make positive changes in your life, regardless of what types of changes those are, you've got to be prepared for some of the pushback, some of the blowback, some of the resistance, some of the reactions that you are going to get. Because folks, let me be honest with you, and let me tell you, if you think that everyone is going to cheer you on during your journey towards, again, a positively passionate life and happiness, wellness, balance, all of that, you are sorely mistaken. Okay, looking for everyone to give you an applause and you rah, 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 go you, go you. I just don't want you to kind of set yourself up for any disappointment. You got to recognize anytime we make changes in our lives, what we're doing is essentially shaking things up. Just to put it bluntly, we're shaking things up. We're shaking up the status quo. And in our relationships, friendships, interactions with people, professionally, personally, whatever the case may be, in the community, people get used to us acting in a certain way. All right, so if you're a people pleaser who has a hard time telling people no, and you always got a million things going on because you can't tell anyone no and you're overcommitted and stressed out, the moment you decide to tell someone no, who's used to hearing you say yes, you got to be prepared for that. I mean, some people will blow up, some people will shut down, then you'll get the silent treatment, then they'll avoid you for a while. Some people will try to guilt you into changing your mind. There are different types of reactions that you are going to experience, and I would just want you to be prepared for that. But what I want to do is challenge you to let courage prevail, let confidence prevail, and know deep down within your heart that you know that you are making the decisions that are right for you, right for your life. Okay, we've got to live lives of authenticity. We can't run around wearing all of these masks, trying to be and do everything for everybody, because it's just not going to work. That is a recipe for a life of unhappiness. And so it's so essential that you determine what your priorities are. Like, what are your values? What are you trying to do? What's your purpose? All of that. All right, what is aligning? Why are you here? I mean, there's a greater purpose for your life, I assure you, than just being a doormat and a people pleaser for everyone. And running around being controlled by fear and just allowing fear to control you, and essentially to control your life in a negative manner. And so overcoming people pleasing is going to require a great deal of confidence and security, inner security, to just know, okay, this person may get mad, this person, person may give me the silent treatment, this person may reject me in some other form or fashion. But if someone isn't treating you right, it's not their fault, folks. I'm going to say it one last time. It's your fault. So it's up to you to recalibrate the balance of power in your relationships. Okay, if you've been the subservient doormat and then all of a sudden you want to be Mr. or Miss Assertive now and take back your life, if you think that that's not going to shake some things up and rock some boats, you just got to, you're sorely mistaken. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. So you got to be prepared for that. But you got to move forward and press on despite any type of negative reactions that you get. Because anybody that wants to mistreat you and all of that, I mean, really, abuse you, mistreat you, take advantage of you, use you. I mean, at the end of the day, is that someone that you want in your life anyway? Don't you want healthy, happy, whole interactions, relationships, friendships in your life? That's what you do. That's what you deserve. But you've got to believe that you deserve that. All right. If you have a poor self-image, and I'm actually going to be starting a new series on self-image on Fitness Fridays here coming up here next week. But you've got to have a positive self-image enough to where you won't tolerate nonsense. You won't tolerate mediocrity in any aspect of your life, and you'll quickly shut it down. All right, and so, but folks, again, that have reached that point, that have the level of confidence and security to be able to do that and demand that type of, just happy life, wonderful life, and know deep down that they deserve it, they've had to press through. They've had to press through the pain, press through the fear of rejection, press through the fear of abandonment, any type of fear, they press through it and continue to move forward in the direction that they need to go. And so, folks, let me also state too that on your journey towards positive change, you talk about overcoming people pleasing, there are going to be times where you're going to slip up. All right, you're going to slip up, you're going to say yes when you really meant to say no. I mean, you're human. It's going to happen. We all do it, even those of us who are reformed people pleasers like myself. But one thing that I'm very good about doing, if I happen to slip into that type of pattern again, I quickly, once I realize it, go back and make some adjustments to the situation. If I said I was going to do something and it turns out I really can't, or I really didn't want to, and I didn't want to hurt that person's feelings because I had so much respect for them, but then eventually I think things through and recognize that it doesn't work or it won't work for me, I go back to that person, I communicate with that person and say, hey, you know what, I made a mistake, this doesn't work for me, and I'm not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. All right, so you gotta recognize we're human, we're imperfect, we're going to slip up, we're going to make mistakes. Forgive yourself, but move on. Continue to utilize those relapses, mistakes, setbacks, all of that slip-ups. Utilize those to collectively make you a better person, to continue to learn from each and every experience. Okay, why did I just say yes when I meant to say no in that situation? What was it about this person? What was it about the opportunity? What was I feeling guilty? Was I feeling pressured? Was I feeling controlled and manipulated? Whatever the case may be, just work through that in your mind. All right, and determine, okay, next time I'm in that type of scenario, this is how I need to react. This is how I need to react. You can plot that, you can plan that in your mind, and just continue to learn, grow, do better, and become a better person each and every day. All right, so folks, I just wanted to spend some time on this series, and I could spend 45 episodes here on overcoming people pleasing, but this is always, my inspiration is to spark a positive change in your life. All right, and there's different ways, there's books, there's courses, there's workshops, there's all different manner of ways that you can work on this issue, that you can overcome this issue. And I would recommend, probably that if I were to just, I've worked with a lot of different books and workbooks over the years on this issue, and there's a couple of different books that I'd recommend. Number one would be The Disease to Please. The Disease to Please. Number two would be Boundaries. Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. I think it's Cloud and Townsend, or it's Dr. Cloud by himself. No, I think it's Cloud and Townsend, both of them. But so folks, those are two recommended sources that I have, because boundaries are what help to define you. This is me, this is my responsibility, this is how I want to be treated, this and that. And it helps to establish those boundaries in your life to where you're able to tell people no, where you're able to recognize when you're operating like me, historically, a false sense of responsibility, making myself responsible for things that I had absolutely no responsibility for. All right, taking on too much, all of that, folks. I've been there, I've done that, and so I just want to challenge you today. Make a decision that you're going to take back control of your life. You're going to make your own happiness a priority, because if you're unhappy, if you're miserable, you're not adding value to the relationships, to the friendships, to the workplace, just any type of scenarios around you. And the people around you deserve better, but most importantly, you deserve better. So make that decision, make those changes, and I assure you, you won't regret it. Thanks so much for your time. Make it a wonderful day.